Oh, we got a lot to cover today, guys. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. The candy cult is everywhere, and they're just attacking everything blindly and stupidly. But we'll get into it. We will get into that. We'll get into Tyler Robinson today. We'll get into the social autopsy program that Candace Owens launched, doxing TPUSA way back in the day. Went after gamers, went after Christians, went after all that shit. We're gonna play all the clips from 2016 and rewatch everything. It's gonna be glorious. It's actually gonna be glorious. It's almost noon. On this beautiful Sunday. For once it's not raining by me. Alright. We're doing it live. We're doing it live. These people are actually cooked. At any rate. Oh, I forgot to remove the camera lens. My bad. Let's shape it a little bit this way. Sorry for the hands. Sorry for the hands. We're doing it live today, guys. So, put the specs on. No, it's been an interesting 24 hours, man. These candy cultists and wannabe Christians. They don't know what they're up against at this point. Oh boy. Shit, shaved and went to church. Shaved and went to church, man. Alright. Let's turn down.
Technology that allowed them to predict outputs and that technology
We gotta play
stopped
this.
working
We gotta play
in
this.
2012. We're going to get into that tomorrow. I find it to be fascinating. I wonder if they saw Charlie Kirk.
Black kings, black bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion. Black kings, black bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion. Black kings, black bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion. Black kings.
We gotta get this on video though. Hold on.
Stole some
Let's just
Sumerian
throw it
technology
in.
that allowed them to predict outcomes, and that technology stopped working in 2012. We're going to get into that tomorrow. I find it to be fascinating. I wonder if they saw.
Let's
They
let's
stole
rewatch
some
this.
Sumerian technology that allowed
Rewatch
them
this
to
shit.
predict outcomes, and that technology stopped working
Jay
in
Dryer.
2012.
Shout
We're
out
gonna
Jay
get into that
Dryer.
tomorrow. I find it to be fascinating. I wonder if they saw Charlie Kirk.
Black
Just
kings,
fucking phenomenal
black
here.
bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion. Black kings, black bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion. Black kings, black bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion. Black kings, black bishops, black
All the wine
players,
moms.
people
The
of
wine
chocolate
moms. We gotta
persuasion.
play that too.
But the Dark
Again.
Ages was a time when black people ruled Europe. So when you go into the real history, you'll see King James was
That's King James right there. That's James LeBron. That's King
Yeah.
LeBron right there.
black. He was not a white guy. you'll see his whole lineage of kings.
Black kings, black bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion. Black kings, black bishops, black players, people of the chocolate persuasion. Black kings, black
George
bishops,
Farmer be getting
black
it.
players, people of the chocolate persuasion. Black kings, black bishops,
Imagine.
black players, people of the chocolate persuasion.
Who was a homosexual himself, who was in love with his sister.
All right, yeah, that's enough of that though. So let's go into how this started for at least my side. Got my Twitter back. We're back on Twitter, or X, I guess. Lost all my following though, so we'll regain that. It'll be just in due time, you know what I mean? So nothing too crazy there. Lost all my following. Didn't lose my followers, like my followed, but lost all my following. Love how they just can ban you with an instant like that. And then 6 months later, oh, you didn't really do anything wrong. You didn't really do anything wrong. In fact, the other person lost their account. Oh, wow. Anyways, so this is how my fucking tweets have been going for look at this shit. Just look at this shit. Just look at this shit. Like, so, so I commented. I was like, show me where like this guy Lionel. You have this guy who's. Let's look at his profile pic here. Looks very Hasidic. Let's put it that way. He looks very Eastern European with the Sam Hyde glasses and everything. Oh boy. And so we have this guy. Yeah, we have this guy here. And he's doing like the whole the pickle thing, even though it was an olive jar, and they can't actually tell the truth on anything. So I go, show me where Candy has debated like a Dinesh D'Souza or a Zionist on Israel, or Matt Dillahunt on atheism, or like a plethora of atheists, because I'm kind of defending Andrew Wilson here. Um, and all I can find is the Jubilee debate, which is 14 of the 20 of which have been later on the whatever podcast, by the way. So that is a fact. A lot of these people do the same circular arguments, and they do the same kind of uh, debate presence everywhere, right? They do. It's like the same people everywhere you look, kind of thing. Nothing new, no new takes. It's the same rhetoric every single time. And she won against feminists, but yet she has the wine mom uh, circuit, which we're gonna cover. Um, and so we get this clown. This is in the morning while I'm at church. Show me once that Andrew opens a door. So I go, is that all you clowns have? Pathetic. Honestly, you people are mentally unwell and need to find Christ. Very true statement, because watch what this guy says. Watch what this guy says. I said, go reread James 1:26. You're enabling a leftist organization that wants your children dead and was targeting Charlie by engaging in the topic, same as Lionel and anyone else. You're basically helping the left. Epstein was buddies with last four presidents of the government and wants us dead. Both sides. You're projecting and protecting a cabal that eats and traffics children. Judea and Islam have no place. So I'm like, what? By defending a fellow Orthodox Christian, I'm defending Judea. You're a mentally unstable clown. He's doing he's doing an Orthodox grift, right? This is where he's going with it. It's a all grift, right? Then he highlights. I'm like, oh, Mr. Dresden survivor, etc. How come Germans are so cucked? Seems like you've let Islam in, because that's the fact. Is they pretty much welcomed it. They pretty much welcomed it. So he's like, the Fourth Reich's coming. That's why you can't. You vampires. You vampires. No, I'm not a vampire. In fact, I got my cross right here, buddy. I got my Orthodox cross right here, buddy. So, yeah. I thought I thought the Israel was the Fourth Reich, according to Candace. She hates white supremacy, according to her congressional speech. Um, I don't like Candace Loser. She's somehow smarter than you. All right. Well, then why are you on a guy's timeline that is her butt buddy? You need to call someone before you do something idiotic. It sounds. You follow. I started looking at his follows. He follows literally like MAGA incarnate people, and it's like he created this account in 2004 or 24, and literally, literally, um, like literally 7 a.m. This guy is like, I'm gonna fucking. I'm gonna... Meanwhile, I'm at church. Meanwhile, I'm at church. That's what's so great about it is like I'm with my uh Orthodox church, right? So when I go, the Fourth Reich is coming. Get a load of this faggot. Funny shit to me. Funny shit to me. So he keeps going on. Look at this. He oh, you can't even show your ugly face. I'm showing it to you right now, Buster. Showing it to you right now. I don't like clothes. Like it's so fucking hilarious. It's so fucking hilarious. These people won't do shit. Like they're not gonna do shit at any point in their life. They work a fucking dead end job. He calls me a Farsi here. Watch, like he's like, "Well, I'm not Middle Eastern. So no, I'm Italian, German, American, and your town got shit on, but apparently we missed one." So I'm feeling more like Caligula right now. Dog, this guy got cooked. You're so base level. You're so base level. Okay, because he's talking here about. I mentioned in his profile, he goes, like, look at his profile here. He's a vampire hunter. This is the Islamic term for people of the book, right? People of the book, essentially, they're allowing you to exist in their territory and worship what they worship. Because, um, turns out the final judgment doesn't like Christians too much that don't go along with them. So, I go, so do you pay a jizya tax then? Do you pay a jizya tax then? Because that's kind of required. It's kind of required. So I give the quote here, and I'm like, do you follow the Torah as well? And I'm so base level. No sect of orthodoxy currently refers to their flock in this manner. We are the true church and the only church. The only Christians that actually refer to themselves as people of the book, um, in that regard, are essentially Baptists, Puritans, Seventh day Adventists, Mormons, all of which follow a Jewish calendar and celebrate the Sabbath on Saturday, typically. Some Baptists obviously go to Sunday, some go on Saturday, because it's a day of rest, right? You don't go out on a day of rest. So I'm base level though. I'm very base level here. Um, and so then observe. Then he makes up the sit. He's like observe, meaning he's a Protestant. He's a fucking Protestant. And then we have this chick. And then we have this chick. So she was like, she was pregnant. And I hear, hope this helps. That's not her home studio. Hopes this helps. So I mean, babies are only affected by smoke in your home, I guess. It's like these people don't understand how anything works. They don't understand pretty much anything. Hypothetically, if you invented, okay. So this guy is like just trying to reason with. You can't reason with these people, dude. I don't know why you're backing her. I don't know why you're backing her at all. Um, So I call her a retard. I call her a retard, and I'm like, because she won't answer a question. Because I won't let someone dictate my behavior in my own home. Okay, that wasn't the question. That wasn't even the fucking question. You skipped over the question entirely. Go sip some Franzia or whatever the fuck you're doing. Um, and I'm like, better yet, name a single fucking. So I'm like, cool, you completely avoid. Name a single time where Andrew Wilson, invisible like in on camera, has chain smoked in a debate in someone else's studio. Nothing. Worse. Hold on, headset died. There we go. So I'm like, better yet, name a debate that Candy has done uncensored without a payroll outside of Victor. She goes, Victor Marx. Okay. So I start looking this up. This isn't a debate, you retard. You're actually retarded. This is literally a conversation. He's having a conversation um, with someone else, right? And then live with Victor Mark. What did he know about that? Do you understand how, like, I go, do you understand how debates work? It's like these people don't understand that we're going to call them out on everything they do. On everything they do. These people are fucking clowns, dude. This guy is a fucking clown. Oh, yep, we got the deuce vault. Here we go. Let's see. Femoid in the picture. It's so easy. It's so easy. It's so fucking easy, dude. It's so fucking easy. These people are retarded. At any rate. I could say that, but he's gonna fucking trip up and say something stupid. Really making your day. Have fun with your box of Franzia. Have fun with your box of Franzia. But yeah, it's endless. It's endless. These people have no clue what they're saying or talking about at all. I don't think they even care. I don't even think they care. So Asmongold got banned in other news.
This is too much people think got him banned. And we're going to make a little judgment about.
Again, I'm just replaying content here. Just replaying content here. Just replaying content here.
About this. If it's too harsh, if this is warranted, or if not. And some are saying this is just common sense. Some are saying this is too much, too quick. You guys be the judge.
Is shoot him, problem solved? That's what I would do. That's what I think they should. I think they should just fucking shoot him. Like, I've said this before. Like, I know that it might sound like, oh, well, you shouldn't do that. I have no sympathy for doing that, and I would do that in a second because it's the right thing to do in the long term. You can never...
He's talking about the 60,000 migrants.
So a really interesting conversation happened on Julia Hartley-Brewer's show on Talk TV today.
It's like,
not a sentence I often
we gotta
say,
keep voting harder.
but Charlie
We just
Downs
gotta
was on
vote
there
harder, guys.
talking about what it was that Restore Britain is actually offering that is substantively different to Reform, and why
Give me a beer.
Reform might once consider some kind of electoral pact with them. This is genuinely
too chilly.
interesting. Let's get to it.
Too chilly.
Well, many of your colleagues have routinely failed to mention one of the most important ones, I would say the most important one, which is demographic security for the white British people. We're going to become a minority in this country within the next 40 years on present demographic trends. In 2024, only 54% of live births were to white British mothers. This is an existential threat to our nation, and Reform have always...
Well, what do you mean, why?
Yeah, what do you mean, why?
If we literally are outbred by the third world in our own land, then we lose control over our own land, and it becomes a third world nation against our will.
Just
Nobody
keep
ever
voting
voted.
harder for it. Just keep trying to vote this restore stuff in. Just keep trying that. It really works.
For any immigration.
Ask Germany, ask Britain, ask France, ask all of Europe right now. To that guy's point, it has been let in, but voting your way out of it isn't the solution. Just to point that out, the solution here is to convert people to Christianity, and you guys aren't doing that at all. You guys aren't going to be doing that at all. In fact, Protestantism and Roman Catholicism is going down. Orthodoxism is going very much up, comparative speaking. But, you know, keep doing what you're doing.
And now we're going to become a minority in our own country. And Julie Hartley-Brewer is like, why is that a problem?
Yeah.
Because she's a liberal, fundamentally.
denied this.
Why? No. Let me give you a bit more detail around why I'm saying why. I think an awful
We know
lot
why
of
you're
people
saying
in this
why.
country, of actually of all
We know
of
why
all
you're
skin
saying why.
colours, share a concern about the major demographic changes in this country in terms of people coming from other countries, not speaking our language, not sharing our values of adherence to the law, and integrating, etc., etc. However, I don't think that's got anything to do with anyone's skin colour.
Okay. The connection between immigration and skin color is that most of the world has a different skin color. Don't get me
Yeah. Exactly.
wrong. If it was millions and millions of Eastern Europeans or continental Europeans coming over, that would also be a problem. In fact, it was a problem leading up to the Brexit referendum, where we had loads of Eastern Europeans here, and then they all were like, oh, okay, fair enough, Brexit, we'll just go home then. And everyone thought, great, the immigration problem is solved. In fact, people's concern about immigration really tanked after Brexit because they thought that was how that problem was solved.
No.
It turns out that Boris
Turns out voting your way out of it doesn't work.
Johnson was like, okay, you're getting third world immigration, then crank open the floodgates. So it's not strictly that it is about skin colour, Julia, even though you're getting hung up on this, is that skin colour happens to correlate. People from Britain are white-skinned. If the native British people are white-skinned, if you have millions and millions and millions of people with different skin colour, that must have been the product of immigration. It's just that simple.
Yes.
So
Well,
why
white
is that a
British-
threat to our country?
White British is a census classification
Yes,
used by the
I'm not
ONS.
disputing that.
Yes, so I'm not talking about skin colour, I'm talking about a census classification that includes
You are talking
the
about
English,
skin colour.
Scottish,
White.
Welsh
The
and
word
Irish.
white. It's a bit of a
Because the native British people are white. Like, you're acting as if this is more important than it is, I think.
clue there.
Yes, well, I mean, it's a descriptive category used by
There
the
is an
ONS that I'm
ethnicity that
using.
is, English, white, British, white. Yes, I get that. And, going back many centuries, we are, and have been always until about 20 years ago, almost in.
Oh. About 20 years ago. Thank you for admitting the point. You should probably start drinking. I'm not gonna do anything else. I'm not gonna do anything else with this dumb bitch.
Entirely
Anyways,
white nation.
we
I get
got
that.
other shit to react to.
Why is there being fewer births to white British as opposed to, say, black British or brown British people? Why is that a threat to our country?
You just said it yourself. When we say white British, this is a shorthand for English, Scottish,
Should I get the
Welsh, or
sunglass
Northern
shades on
Irish.
for?
These are ethnic groups to which people belong and have been the native ethnic groups of this
All
island
right, now we're
for
rocking.
more than 1,000 years. England became a united nation in, was it 927? Scotland, I think, was 896. The Welsh have been here since time immemorial. The Northern Irish, let's not get into that for now. This is our
I was waiting for
homeland.
that. The Northern
We've
Irish.
been here for millennia. Why is it now up for debate? Why is it now that we can just give this away to other people? Why is it that the word British can be substituted for the words English, Scottish, Welsh, and Northern Irish for other people? For other people with other homelands who actually are not suffering demographic insecurity that we are. The only reason that's important is because we have no other lands.
My
Julia.
German button nose.
Well, I think you just answered that yourself, Julia, and that is that this is a very recent change in our nation's demographics, and an unwelcome change. It is a change that nobody ever voted for. In fact, since modern mass immigration began with the passing of the British Nationality Act in 1948, the British public have routinely voted against mass immigration, particularly from the Third World and former colonies.
But you're
And also, the British Nationality Act of 1948 was repealed and replaced with the British Nationality Act in 1981 when it became evident that it would lead to the destruction of the nation if we allowed literally the entire Commonwealth to just come and live here, right? So there is a reason that we didn't do this. There is a reason that we decided, oh no, we're going to have to essentially close the borders to that. They can't just have free movement because there are hundreds of millions of them and barely tens of millions of us. FYI, Julia.
Talking it now, but you're talking about immigration.
That's because.
What's the distinction between immigration and the non-native population, Julia? They immigrated here. Immigration is how they get here. And if we carry on with immigration, the non-native population will outnumber the native population. And then you're going to have to bloody well hope that they are actually as concerned about your British values as you are.
That's because these are people that are coming from vastly different cultures, vastly different parts of the world, with whom we have very little shared history.
I and many others,
and therefore,
Charlie, I and many others share those concerns, but you are conflating immigration and white. Yes,
but white British, because that is the shorthand for the English, Scottish, Welsh, and Northern Irish, Julia. This is amazing, because this is the same argument that Jonathan Miller was making against Enoch Powell. Well, hang on a second. Just because we allow infinite immigration doesn't mean those numbers are cumulative. That's what she's saying. Is that, oh, well, what's the connection between immigration and the non-native population of Britain?
Doing man things.
Well, that's how one grows. That's how, primarily anyway, that's how that population has grown. And it's growing at an extraordinary
I'm not
rate.
a feminist,
I mean,
though.
Matt Goodwin is the person who's like, look, by 2060 or whatever it was, we're going to become a minority in our own country. And Matt Goodwin is a prominent member of Reform. So it's not like it's just people in Restore who are concerned about this. This is obviously a problem, and we obviously don't want to lose demographic control over our democracy. Again, you assume they are all just going to agree with you and your British values, but it turns out they might not. Why would we take the risk? But moreover...
This is me right here. This is fucking whatever that chick's name is, Brandy. Bro.
Why would we just give up our country anyway? Why would we give up our lands anyway?
Yeah.
Why would we, the native tribes of Britain, just be like, well, if the British state wants to replace us with a new
doing man things,
I guess we're just going to have to let it, even though this has only been happening in the last like 20 odd years. And even though that was begun by Tony Blair's Labour, which I'm sure you oppose on almost every issue other than this, why do we have to consent to it? Why wouldn't we want the Boris wave to go home, for example?
I realise that ethnically British people have been white, so they have been. However, there are an awful lot of people who we will live and work alongside, and children go to school alongside, who are not just British, as in they've got a British passport. Their parents were born here. They were born here. They know no other country. They consider themselves completely British. They are British. My grandparents on one side came from Ireland. I consider myself. My father was born here. My mother was born here. I was born here. I consider myself British. People with exactly.
You're getting replaced. You're getting replaced.
The same credentials, but maybe their family came from the Caribbean or came from India, but they have lived here 2 or 3 generations.
Bird is the word.
Values, beliefs, integrated, assimilated, generations ago. Why is they
people,
having
dude.
babies? Why is that a threat to this country?
These fucking people.
Because they're not ethnically English, Scottish, Welsh, or Northern Irish. Like, for God's sake, this isn't rocket science. It's not that they are bad people. It's not that they just need to be expelled en masse or anything like that. It is that the natives, the people for whom these lands are named, the people who historically possess these lands and possess no other, need to think about the demographic composition of their countries. At the moment, we're about 70% native.
That's the move right now.
Right? It used to be when you were a young girl,
can't see shit.
We were like 97% native. And somehow this distinction hasn't been drawn and is not dawned upon you, right? They cannot make English people because they are not English. They cannot make Welsh people because they are not Welsh. We do not want our ancestors to look upon us and go, right, okay, for some reason you've let our entire people go extinct. Why would we want that? Who would want that? Who would want to be demographically replaced? What's the advantage? I actually don't care if they were born here and but they don't know any other country. Yes, so millions of Europeans have been kicked out of loads of countries over the years, even though they were born there and don't know any different. It's not a death sentence, Julia, right? It's not actually consigning them to the fires of Hades or something. It's just saying, well, they can live in another country. But the thing is, Charlie's not even saying that. He's just saying, look, maybe we need to think about this immigration thing and prevent unlimited numbers of third worlders or whoever else coming into our country so our children are not a minority when they are our age in their own country.
Seems logical, right? Seems pretty logical to do that.
We want to give up our country to foreigners. There is just no good argument here. And you don't provide one, by the way.
So, Julia, you are here acting as a mouthpiece for the regime that currently governs this country.
Shut up, Charlie. You're embarrassing yourself.
What you're saying
I mean, you are.
Is exactly the same thing I've been hearing for my entire life, from primary school to secondary school to university, about what it means to be British, and that is that it is about shared values. This project
Why do you keep mentioning skin colour then?
Because that's how the census category collates in a shorthand the native white British people of these islands versus the non-native.
Women are dumb. Women are fucking dumb. Quote me on that. Women are fucking dumb. Dumb as bricks. This is why they shouldn't be in positions of power. They shouldn't be fucking in really any decisive decision at all that affects our country.
People of these islands. Why is that
Listen to
such
this
a
stupid shit.
bugbear for you?
As I've already said, and as you have acknowledged, white British is a census category used by the government.
Well done there, Charlie, by the way. I didn't know he was going to say that, but correct.
To describe the English, Scottish, Welsh, and Northern Irish.
I have watched this previously, but I haven't got it memorized. I didn't know he was going to say that. I guess he's just been paying close attention.
In other words, the native peoples of the British Isles.
Native, yes, I accept the word, I accept that, but why?
Okay, but if you accept
the word, why are you basically ranting and raving at the man for explaining his position?
Why don't you accept that the native people of a country might not want to give their country away to other demographics of people?
Exactly.
Like, if there were millions of Turks immigrating lawfully because the Greek government was completely government of traitors, just lawfully immigrating into Greece, and these 70 million Turks started displacing the 11 million Greeks at a rate of 2 to 1, and the Greeks were going to become a minority in Greece, would you not think that the Greeks would be like, actually, we don't want this many Turks in our country? Actually, we're just going to stop Turkish immigration altogether, and any of those who have come illegitimately or under the banner of our traitorous government, we're just going to tell them, look, you've got to go home now. Again, not necessarily people who were born and raised, but people who immigrated in the last couple of years who shouldn't have been allowed to. Why should they not have to go home?
Just, you know perfectly well, and with all due respect, I don't think you're as clever as you think you are, that you are
constant. It's constant. It's constant this. It's constant this. That's all they know how to do. It's just, oh, insult, 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 you know. When you're married, you have to deal with this occasionally, but it's like, dude, when you get it from people like this, fuck them. Let's see. Oh, I got 4 new notifications. I'm just gonna do lame. Bird hands. Bird hands.
Constantly conflating the issue of immigration. I've just said to you, there is an issue with immigration and people who are not integrated, but I don't see what that's got to do with skin colour.
The immigrants are the non-white British. Like that's
Cheers, you
it's
dumb
not
bitch.
about their skin color, it's about their ancestry. White British is being used as a shorthand to describe native ancestry. So it's not about skin color. You're, I guess, deliberately. You're probably not even deliberate. Probably just that you're a moron. But the point is, they are not native. That's just all it boils down to.
Should I?
We don't want to give the country away to.
Should I boost it?
non-natives. They have countries of their own. Why do they deserve ours? Make an affirmative case as to why my children should
She's not
become
worth it.
minorities
She's not worth
in
a
their
couple
ancestral
hundred.
homelands. Make it. I want to hear it. And you're not going to make it because there isn't one.
What's your definition of integration, Julia?
People, I think I've already said it 2 or 3 times, but people who speak English fluently, who are completely sharing values, belief in the law,
So true.
you know, equality
Cheers
under the
to
law
that,
for
bro.
women, gay people. I would suggest would be a key value now for the vast majority of Brits. You can marry who you want, you can worship who you want. You don't shut down to it. I would consider queuing, being
We're
nice,
doing man things.
fairness. I would consider a lot of those to be British values and being integrated.
Right, okay. So before about the year 1900, there were no people who were integrated in Britain, right? No one in Britain shared those values, at least from like 500 years ago backwards. No one in Britain spoke modern English. They didn't believe in women or gays equalities. They didn't believe in freedom of religion. They didn't believe in fairness in the way that you're thinking of it, queuing. They didn't believe in any of this stuff. Right, so no one up until about 1600 even had the
Holy
vaguest
shit,
hope
it's happening here too.
of being British as you think of it. So, what is this? Is there no ancestry here? Is this still not the collective claim that we have? What happens when people don't agree? Like, I don't agree with your British values, right? I don't agree with. I mean, I love the Welsh are no longer the native Welsh speakers are no longer British because they don't speak English. Like, that would be amazing.
She's not
Like,
a
there are probably
feminist, though,
Gaelic speakers
guys.
in the very far-flung Highlands.
She's
who
totally not a
basically don't speak
feminist.
English. I mean, you would be like, yep, they're not British. Deport them. But I don't agree with your values of equality, women's equality, gay equality. I don't agree with the word equality at all. I'm not saying that these people shouldn't have some kind of rights, but I just don't see the point of gay marriage. I just don't agree with it as a concept, really. And it's not that I'm particularly like hard against it. I'm not really that bothered about it. But if you were to ask me in the abstract, well, should gay people get married? It's like, well, no, because marriage is between men and women for the purpose of bearing children. And obviously gay couples can't bear children. So what's the point? Like, this is a weird kind of liberal vanity, and I'm not down with it. And again, women's equality, women's equality in what? Like, there's a huge conversation to be had there. Be like, no, we've got to agree to everything. So, well, then why? Why do I have to agree with that? I mean, I don't stop being British.
I agree with everything he's saying.
If I don't agree
I don't stop being American.
with that, I love the idea that you can be like, yeah, so all British people have to have my values, or they're not British. Actually, I don't have to. You know what? I don't have to have your values. I don't have to be a fucking libtard, which is what you're saying. If you're not a raging liberal, you can't be British. No, I can actually. I can be a British reactionary if I like. I can be a British traditionalist. I can be a really, really far right. I could even be a way further left British person than you. And I would still be British, because being British is based in your ancestry. Again, white British meaning native is based in your ancestry, Julia. That's what this comes down to. I don't know why you're so obsessed with imposing your value system on other people. Leave me alone.
If all of the white British people currently in Britain were replaced by Pakistanis and Somalians, all of whom believed in queuing, would Britain be the same as it is now, or would it be different?
You just, okay.
You've got no answer to that. Your standard.
Yeah. Yeah. The Void has no fucking response. Just more and more insults and more claims. Just kind of like this thing. It's kind of like this thing. She's going to continue to do this. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep. Let's call them condos. Definitely
Make
not.
it so you are forced to
Definitely
say, well, yeah,
not.
I guess if we've got English-speaking, libtard queuing Somalians, then that's not a problem. And that's an issue, isn't it? It means that the British, the white British, the native population lose their countries. I don't want to lose my country, Julia. It's literally that simple. I'm sorry if this makes you feel icky when you go to a dinner party with libtards. You're like, oh yeah, no, I'm not a racist. I don't care about skin color. I don't care about any of those things. I can't believe those if you restore Britain people who just keep going on about not losing their country to Somalia. I'm not one of them. Okay, great. But we are not like you. We do not have to be liberals, and we are not liberals.
This is
This is the key question, Julia.
No, it's not the key question.
It is absolutely the key question.
You're making
Either
a
we
clear
are a
point.
people or
You're
we
the
aren't.
one who keeps saying it's about
Julia, if you keep
immigration,
interrupting
and
me,
then
it's
you
not
keep
good
talking
listening to
about
the
skin
audience.
color.
The
Because they're related. You dumb void.
immigrants, the skin color of the immigrants usually correlates to the fact that they're immigrants. It is not a judgment, does not make them good or bad, and many immigrants don't have a different skin color. It's the census description that we use. That's just it, Julia. That's just it. And the number of immigrants and the number of non-natives directly is connected because the immigrants are the non-natives who are arriving here and increasing the
loving
number
today,
of
dude.
non-natives
This is
that
so
are currently in the
brilliant.
country
Like, I'm not
to the
going
point where we're
anywhere.
going to become a minority in 2060. What more can be said, Julia? Honestly, you can't pretend to misunderstand this any more than you already are.
Because, Julia, the question is, are we a people or aren't we? And if we are, then the changing demographics do have a material effect on the future of the country.
Changing
To quote
demographics
Christopher
do.
Hitchens, I don't want my children to grow up in some effing Lebanon, which is the situation we are rapidly hurtling towards with the massive demographic change that we're experiencing in this country. So, if we are to restore Britain and turn it into...
What's her point? What's her point? She's got the bird eyes. Let me stop you there. Let me stop you there.
To a country that is worth living in for young people and old people and all people, all British people, then restoring Britain's demographic security and recognizing that the changing demographics is at the root of so much of what is wrong with our country today is absolutely essential. And as you have just demonstrated, yourself, others in the mainstream media, and in...
You can tell the second he mentioned demographics, she was like, oh, I need to respond.
Let's actually
But he
get
kept talking, and
the
so
clip
she's like,
real
okay,
quick
I'll
of
wait,
bird
I'll
hands,
wait.
and explain that.
It's the demographics that they can't stand. So they can't stand the idea that we have demographic security, that we are not the same as all of the immigrants, even if they're born and raised here, even if they're second or third generation. They're still not a part of the group.
Hey, these nasty
group. And again, that's not bad. We don't need to do anything. We don't need to persecute them. We don't need to harm them.
Got it.
This is a reality, and we have to be cognizant of it. And Julia Hartley-Brewer is doing everything she can not to be.
to have this conversation because
I'm perfectly prepared to. I'm not trying to shut down the conversation. I just thought I was going to have a conversation with you about restore and reform. We come back on again another time.
Right, and that's where she leaves it, right?
Yeah,
now,
because
you
they
might
can't
be like,
actually have
okay,
the
well,
discussion.
This is just the sort of thing that the native white population cares about. No, not really. Based and Bougie is a reform supporter, a hardcore reform supporter, and she gets it. She says, I usually agree with Julia, but questioning why the extinction of a race is a problem is crazy. Yeah.
Precisely. So this is
going to help out real Americans.
Started with bird hands. That's right. America went straight down the tubes as soon as it started letting cranky, dissatisfied women from a 3 to a 6 make these naggy little henpeck gestures on TikTok. I know it sounds crazy, but let's go back to the beginning. See, a long time ago, people used to understand that women were violent too. A man will just come out in the open and punch you in the nose, but women are small and weak, so they just lie about being victims until someone else does it for them. And that makes all the simps crawl out of the woodwork and do their bidding, like the bugs they are. We used to understand this, and nagging women used to get punished. For other stuff too. This one...
Very true. We used to chastise them.
One's called the scold's bridle. It makes it so she can't talk. Pretty crazy, right? But nowadays, women can do whatever they want, whenever they want. And if you so much as point it out, guess what? You're the bad guy. Tell me that ain't crazy. What's all this gotta do with bird hands? Everything. Alright, that was fun. I finally got Ableton working again. Anyway, the Whatever podcast asked, why do they always do the hand thing, referring to this little henpeck gesture that girls have been making with their hands? And I thought I'd bring you the answer. Here it is. So the hand thing that the TikTok girls are doing is the hands are closed and pointed at you. And it means
Hands are
you
closed.
better listen to me. I am telling you. This is what you believe now. When you point it at yourself, you get the Italian, like the chef's kiss thing. Oh, I'm telling you, this is so. Look at what I did over here. I did that unconsciously. This is so good. You should try it. The hands closed over here are I'm sure of what I'm saying and I receive your needs. You should try this thing that's great. This is also used in Italian
pasta is
arguments. I
very-
told you about that kid. What Trump does is the open hands, double open hands, and he moves them around a lot. I am listening to you. I understand your needs.
casting
when the hands
spells.
are open towards yourself, it means listen to me. I'm begging you, listen to me. Almost like you're doing the open hands for the other person. You would never do this with that. You would never say, please, please listen to me. I'm begging you. You see how that doesn't match? So the hand signals they're not nothing. They're unconscious. Like if you just let your hands do what they want while you're talking, they'll sort of do some of the talking for you. So the fact that the TikTok girls are all doing this is a bad sign. It means they're at the end of their rope, in my opinion, and they're just going like, do what I want, do what I want. So that's how women are doing, I guess. And yeah, it's always the women who are falling off the bottom first. It's the ones who are the most susceptible to social change. But these things always spread. They always spread throughout
Oh, yeah.
society. Like 20 years ago, everyone said, don't meet anybody from the internet. And now that's all we do. So this might follow a similar pattern. I read a little bit about body language on short form. It's a great resource to supplement whatever you're learning. You got to pay attention to what people are doing when they talk, and short form can help.
For sure.
Get 20% off with my link. This is my Who is a 10 chart. It explains why women who are not 10s are always saying they are. I also talked about this on the standard female delusion chart. This is how they talk in public. Everyone's perfect. And then this is how they talk in private. Them and their besties are way up at the top and everyone else is trash. It's a collective negotiation strategy. The way it works is that the mids and the sub-mids are always gassing
Mids
each
and
other up and
sub-mids.
excusing each other's behavior because that's the only way they can compete with the top women who also have to pretend that everyone is beautiful or else they don't get to be in the little hand-holding group. And that usually doesn't really matter until they all
My wife doesn't even fucking play with these people. She'll bitch slap someone.
work in human resources. When they're in a unified group, they control access to everything, especially when they convince the male mids to play along, like they're gonna get something for doing it. They never do. The reason this is so dangerous, and we used to throw rotten fruit at them for doing it, is that the hand-holding group only works when they lie. That's how you show
Restore Britain.
loyalty to the group. You tell ridiculous lies because the bigger the lie, the more you are proving that you'll say anything to be included. It's a token of submission. That's why it's so disgusting when men do it. And that's why everything is so upside down right now. Because when women get power, they don't just say, I'm better at your job than you, like a man would. It's usually not true, too. Instead, they say things like, babies can be pilots too, because if that's true, then that means everyone should be accepted everywhere, even if they're not good enough. And by everywhere, they mean only the best places, which is the same thing as saying, I'm a 10. Do you see how it's all connected? Make a demand and then collectively lie to justify it. I'm a 10 means I am marriage material for anybody. I should get paid the same.
I'm gonna marry a baseball player. Has like 4 kids. Fucking neglected. One, no parent, no father picture.
Same
Like,
as someone who
goddamn,
can
dude.
actually do the job. It doesn't matter what I do, it matters
Dude.
what I get, even if I'm not earning it. And someone else can make up for what I'm not doing, even if he
Yep.
doesn't get anything. So then they vote to get, even if they're not earning it. And then when they're getting equal or greater, then they think they're better than you, which makes you icky. And then all the women are looking for a tiny few men, and then no one gets married and has kids, and everyone hates each other. That's why I want you to look for things like the bird hands. This is all about giving instructions. This is what we believe now. And they're trying to make you simp, and you can't do it because you lose. We all lose. Bird hands are a sign of desperation. You don't have to be forceful if you're actually in control. So when you see women doing this, they're saying, this is what you have to agree with or you're not in the club. And you don't want to be in the club. Here's a
No,
preview from
you
my
don't
new
want to be in the
levels chart.
club.
This one's easier to read. Video's coming soon. Bird hands are coming from this level. They're trying to control you to get power. Here's a few examples.
Men responding to the chopped man epidemic girl are giving the same kind of energy as the kind of man who would hit on you, and when you reject him, would say, "Oh, well, you ain't that cute anyway."
Here's the girl she's talking about.
Like, that's a cute girl.
So here's how things are gonna be.
No,
I
objectively
want to share
not.
my thoughts on this chopped man epidemic thing. But here's the thing. The majority of men out there are not putting any effort into making themselves appear attractive to women. I can see people's attractiveness objectively, and even if I'm not personally attracted to them, I can recognize when someone is attractive.
Notice the excessive pecking. She's saying, believe me, even though she knows deep down that she wouldn't see these guys as so gross if it wasn't for the power imbalance caused by her own behavior. This one was political activism, and she knows she's full of it.
If watching families being ripped apart does not appeal to your humanity, let me try and appeal to you financially, because these mass ICE deportations are bad for the economy.
Isn't that the face of
Oh, really?
persuasion? Don't you want to believe every...
Oh, really? I say deport them all. I say deport them all. Deport them all.
everything she says? Here's one more real quick.
Men always complain that women are constantly nagging. Maybe she's not
I
nagging,
mean-
and it's just that you keep doing the same thing over and over again. A woman doesn't want to be in
mean-
the position to act like your mother. Don't put yourself in the position to act like her child.
That's good advice in a relationship, but on a society-wide scale, you voted for equal, which makes you look at men like children. I don't know if you can do the math. Women have...
Babe. Ag. Thank you.
to respect men or they don't like us, and they are collectively removing the things that make them respect us.
We
So
do
the
men
problems
things.
are not all men's fault. It's like every woman at once is saying, why do you have to breathe so loud? So you gotta watch body language. Bird hands doesn't always mean she's wrong, but it does mean she's talking down to you. Again, look how this doesn't match. Oh my god, you got the job. I'm so proud of you. The only way out of this mess is just don't listen to these lies anymore.
More responses. can't actually decide on a fucking insult. Fucking stupid bitch.
So, fellas.
Stupid bitch.
We got Destiny Disciple Not So Erudite or Fake Cans Kyla debating Rachel Wilson about who cares? There's no moderate people on the left. This is why you have to be right wing. You can't even be on the left a little bit. Kyla is the only female-born trans woman in the world. She has fake boobs like a trans woman. She only partially paints her nails like a lazy, gross trans woman. Her hair is always greasy like a pig trans woman, and she always seems to have a really itchy nose and scalp like a meth head. Now fellas, to keep the clamorous squawking to a minimum, I'm gonna have Andrew Wilson help us understand the true issue with Kyla throughout this video. So wrap your dino nuggets in your favorite blanket like a little baby, get your helmet, and get the helmets for your nuggies because things are about to get pretty tarded.
Once you actually look at the whole comprehensive story, your narrative falls apart really quickly because nothing remarkable happened in the 1970s except for one thing, and I'm curious if you know what actually happened in the 1970s.
Well, instead of playing Pop Quiz Kyla, first
Good
of
one.
all, here's my
so good.
Now, Kyla does famously enjoy asking these pedantic little questions over and over again, sometimes towards something esoteric, sometimes towards something obvious, and acting like she's just inquiring into a topic instead of just stating her position. Rachel calls this out immediately. However, let me help guide us through this, okay? Andrew Wilson already had like an 8-hour debate with Kyla, and he really wanted to make it clear that the issue with Kyla is her supreme unlikability.
It's why she never got popular. Erudite never got popular because of this. That was always the reason. She always, like, I know you're sitting here, but she always could. She always had the potential to be very popular on Twitch. Like, she could have dominated that whole space. It was the fact that she was supremely unlikable.
We'll keep referring back to that as our clam cooldown meter.
It's a lot of the cases. It's a lot of the cases. I don't do it full time. So I can only stream occasionally because, again, I am a parent of 4. And I work very hard for my living. So, yeah, can't really do this very often. Now, this week has been exponentially weird because I got into a car accident. I haven't asked for any donations. Very weird. I'm either a broke joke or something along those lines, but you don't see me having like a fucking link to my donos. Very weird. Very weird.
Starts to build back up over time. How unlikable could she be, really?
It's just fear-mongering that's not typically based in reality. Now, I know you want to run away from counter information that is disconfirming of your narrative, but you still need to deal with
People
the
like
Gulf
this
states,
bitch here,
right? Qatar
Randy
having
Martin.
declining birth rate. It's not feminism.
Is
It's
that a
not
first
nice-
world
that
country
name,
you
by
want
the
to
way.
live in?
No,
Would
I
be
want to
hard
live
to
here, which
find.
has feminism and a booming GDP and like one of the best countries on the earth.
But
It's
don't
not
do that.
here.
Well, what are we going to do? Yeah.
It just wouldn't be
It's
hard.
great. It's great right now, but your field of psychology that you got your degree in is so oversaturated. We have, and it's almost all women. It's like
There's
80,
pivot, pivot,
88%.
Ooh, pivot, pivot, pivot. Why does that sound so cunty and familiar?
There's
80,
pivot, pivot, pivot.
88%.
Fucking pivot, 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 pivot.
I mean, did she come up with these debate tactics herself?
There's
80,
pivot, pivot, pivot.
88%.
Okay, we're not. Okay, yeah, pivot, pivot, pivot. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's the classic debate bro destiny tactic of constantly accusing your interlocutor of changing the topic.
There's
80,
pivot, pivot, pivot.
88%.
Point. The other person still has the opportunity to pivot, 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 pivot.
No, that can't be it. It must be the field of psychology that Kyla is in.
Your field of psychology that you got your degree in is
What? Well, fellas, the field of psychology she got her degree in is psychometry, making her, by her own admission, a psychometrician. Can you believe she has a fucking fairy tale degree? But a woman of such a prestigious acumen couldn't possibly sit there and listen
A lot of
to
these women do
30
that.
seconds of another woman speaking. Of course, Kyla's gonna act like Rachel's talking for 5 straight minutes, 7 straight minutes, as if her brain can keep track of time like that. Listen to how embarrassing this gets.
If you monologue at me for 5 minutes straight with multiple points, they're all valid points, and I want to talk to you about all of them.
I just have one question. How are you going to solve the birth rate crisis?
Answer mine first. How do we do that?
Rachel just wants an answer to her question, and Kyla says, no, you answer mine first, and it's the same question as your question. It's impossible to talk to her.
Future without
How
more
do you
people.
how do you reconcile the fact that you're claiming in the 1970s feminism infused a bunch of women to the workplace, but we actually see the largest boom of women? Hold on, I'm not done.
I'll just
I'm
grant
not
it.
done.
It
The
doesn't even
largest
matter for my argument.
the largest boom of women entering the workplace is right before the golden age of capitalism in America. Right? That's what we see when the American currency becomes the gold world reserve currency. So if you want to blame it at the 1970s, my question to you again is, what actually magically happened? Because based on all of the actual data,
So you realize things happen long term, right?
nothing transformative happened. Manufacturing was starting to die by the 1950s, right?
Because we exported all the labor and manual labor.
Sure, you've heard of Agrippa's trilemma, but have you heard of... But have you heard of Tiffin's dilemma?
We have the Triffin dilemma, which is a much better understanding of, if you don't know the word, just ask, just saying, okay? The Triffin dilemma is a huge issue that causes massive trade deficits, is connected to the gold standard and the Triffin dilemma, because it is actually more profitable for businesses to offshore manufacturing because of the Triffin dilemma.
This is why we need to punish businesses that do that.
Crushed by the Triffin dilemma. In the 1970s, it wasn't. It started dying in the 1950s, again, because of the Triffin dilemma.
There you go.
And I'll just grant everything you said. Agrippa's trilemma, whatever you want.
Oh, wow, is that what the Triffin dilemma says? I mean, this is the epitome of an appeal to authority, as if there weren't other economists or other intellectual thinkers at the time that didn't have responses and rebuttals to this person's theory, right? Very secular humanist of her, but let's take a step back right now and reflect on why people feel the way that they feel about Kyla.
It was always the supreme unlikability.
No, I mean,
Twitch.
I don't know why you're like making these weird digs. So part of the reason why
It's
my
not even
channel
a dig.
Of course it is.
No, it really isn't.
How is saying I'm unlikable and that's why I'm not famous is not a dig?
No. It's why you never did as well in Twitch and YouTube as you could have done. It
Sorry,
was
what's
always
the
due to
difference between these
likability.
statements?
It's
I'm
not a
unlikable,
dig.
which is why I'm not more popular.
Yeah, well, for
How is that not a dig?
That's not a dig. That's just a statement of fact.
I love how Kyla's unlikability is an observable material aspect of the world, like the shade of a tree. Okay, I'm charged back up. Now, fellas, have you ever had a woman in your life that makes up rules and then immediately breaks the rules that she made up? Well, this next section is for you.
I have already.
Maybe you mean those 70s.
Okay, when she's done, then I'll talk.
All right. I do want to make sure there's not too much interrupting. So if you
Let's
want
do a
chance-
game. We both talk for 2 minutes at a time. We'll have timers. How about that?
So condescending.
I appreciate that, but
Keyboard
I'm
warriors.
okay with keeping it organic as long as there's not too much interrupting.
Mrs. Turner, is it my turn to speak? Can I talk, teacher, please?
As a because you're the only person actually being sane right now. If she talks for 7 minutes straight with multiple points,
Just do 2 minutes. It's fine. I have
Well, sure.
one-
I just
do
want to
2
let's go
minutes.
point by point.
All right, you guys agree on that? That's progress. All right. You guys
Also,
are both
you're
okay
welcome-
with 2
you're
minutes.
welcome to interrupt
I'm
me, like, when
setting
you
the
need to.
timer. Give me 1 second.
Did you hear that? The gaslighting already started. Kyla makes a big deal about how she's not able to speak and she has to interrupt because Rachel's talking for too long.
You guys
Also,
are both
you're
okay
welcome-
with 2
you're
minutes.
welcome to interrupt
I'm
me, like, when
setting
you
the
need to.
timer. Give me 1 second.
And ends it with, yeah, Rachel, by the way, when I'm talking, you can just interrupt me. All in a matter of seconds. Do you have any
Stupid people, stupid women. Rachel's not as stupid, I'll say.
idea how many times I've had these arguments with women I've lived with? And I used to record the arguments because I thought I was going crazy. Like, you're recording it. I'm like, yeah, you're lying to me. You're lying to my face. We all learn about what gaslighting is in different ways, fellas, okay? This only gets worse.
I think that I think that we
I'm
absolutely
gonna
need
kick
to
it over to
incentivize.
Kyla. Just to be clear, I'm going to give you full 2 minutes. If you want to use all of it, you can. Otherwise, you can kick it back to her when you want
Here's
to.
what I'll say. Let's just talk. If I start listing off like a bunch of points, just interrupt me. It's pretty simple.
Just interrupt her after she basically says, I need a 2-minute timer to speak. What a fucking dumb bitch.
Stupid psycho hose beast. You did this. You just made these rules, and now you're acting like you were just joking when you made the rules? James, the moderator, tries to hold her to account for the rules that she made up.
No,
I don't know, guys. I know conversations are hard for like the autism in the room, but that's how they can work.
We're not going back. It was your idea to do 2 minutes.
It
Let's
was
give this a
sardonic.
try.
Sure, I'll take 2 minutes precisely. Sure, we can do that. It's just gonna be a terrible conversation.
Well, no, what I'm saying is, like, Rachel took 1:40 or so, and then she let you go for your 2 minutes. If you want to use a minute,
I want 10 seconds. Okay? Oh, I know. I'm so fast.
All right, but I'm
It's
going
the
to
Red
kick it
Bull.
over to Rachel to use 2 minutes.
You just said industrialization is when women started going to work. That's
I
false.
I couldn't deal with this shit. Like, Rachel's face is just like,
Because she's
I
not
couldn't.
going to take 10 seconds. You couldn't even commit to 2 minutes, and you think you're going to get everything out in 10 seconds while telling her to
couldn't.
interrupt you while complaining when she interrupts you? Ah, it feels like home, fellas.
Not so erudite. You have 2 minutes if you want to use it.
Sure.
Otherwise, we kick it back to Rachel for 2 minutes.
No, I'll use my 2 minutes.
Okay.
Is she going to use her 2 minutes, or is she
What's
going
going
to
on
ask
here?
a question 10 seconds into speaking, dignifying a response for Rachel? Instead of just saying her opinion, she always has to go, what do you think about this? And then Rachel's going to respond because she's being asked a question.
So the Gulf states, again, so the reason why you're acting like this isn't relative at all is because it's
No,
bad
I don't
for your
know.
narrative, right? For example,
this is Twitch brain, man.
Japan. Do you
I've
think
unfortunately met a lot of people on Twitch, and this is like at festivals and events and DreamHack specifically, back when it was good before it turned gay. TwitchCon before it was a SimFest, and you actually got to meet your creator and actually like talk with them, or your favorite creator, not your creator, I should say. And a few other people, like a few other things that are gone essentially. Like it's all like the IRL streaming aspect of it killed everything. 'Cause it's not organic anymore. Everything's a fucking show.
you think that Japan was like a highly feminist country?
Yes, it's highly modern and industrial. and
Post
women are
1970s?
Women are absolutely expected to work in Japan.
Post 1970s specifically is when that feminist
They've always been required to work.
infusion really came
I don't
out.
know. I'm
Got-
not, su-
gotta
I'm not
pick a date
sure.
if your
I'm
whole
not sure
narrative-
exact
Just to be
If your
timeline
whole-
of Japan.
if we
so
wanna
doesn't
stick-
matter to my argument at all.
If we want to stick with 2
Completely
minutes.
If your
irrelevant.
entire
Why are we talking about fucking Japan, dude? Like,
If you're
narrative,
Kyla, if you're asking her questions,
she needs
kind
2
of
minutes per question?
it's kind of pushing back the 2 minute to her.
Can we agree this is a supremely unlikable thing to do?
That was she always had the potential to be.
I took 2 years off of content creation.
Yeah.
That's a really big contributor. In fact, when I started picking it back up in September, I've like grown pretty
You had
pretty
every
consistently.
advantage. You were there with Destiny. You had a complete access to DGG. At first, they loved you. At first, everything was going really good with that. What ended up happening ultimately was the unlikability. They were I've said the reason for this has always been the case with Kyla. She was speaking to the unlikability, and I was like, it was always the case. It was the reason she never got big on any of those platforms.
Sure,
is because
your
of
audience
unlikability.
doesn't like me, but that doesn't change the fact that there are significant other audiences that do like me.
There
And
are no significant audiences that like you. None.
Yeah, Kyla, I hear what you're
Yeah.
saying. No one likes you, though, is my point. Yeah, dude, she got a couple of troon flaps put on the front of her body, not to get people to like her. This is perfect. It attacks what's most important to her, which is people liking her, which she's impossibly, noteworthily bad at. Let's continue with our example.
Do you want to go with the 2?
it reminds me of something. It reminds me of something here. It reminds me of something. I can't imagine what. I can't imagine what.
2 minutes.
So if I ask her one question, now you're going to give her 2 minutes. That's
This
what we want
is
to do.
your idea, Kyla.
Rachel
Rachel deferred to you, and she accepted your idea of 2
I'm not
minute
playing
back
this
and
game with
forth.
you, James. This is silly. Sure, I guess every question I ask you, you get 2 minutes. That seems ridiculous, but if that's how you want to moderate things, go off.
Was it you who asked for 2-minute responses?
Sardonically, yes.
And
Yeah.
Rachel deferred to you and said she's okay with it. So that's what we're doing.
Okay.
If you want,
All right.
if you want, you can say, "Hey, can we do 60-second responses so it's shorter?" But you already brought up the 2-minute response
Okay,
idea.
let's talk about the 1970s since you're not going to answer the question and your narrative does hinge on it. Your argument is fundamentally this.
It's always been a likability problem.
I just disagree, and I'm not asking.
I
for
know,
your-
but you would though, right? An unlikable person would disagree with a person who tells them the reason you're not getting anywhere in this is because you're unlikable. You would disagree with that.
I'm
That's
probably
the point.
unlikable.
That's like the most
How's that the
unlikable
point?
part.
Well,
I'm not. This isn't even
You
an
said
attack.
if you get personal, I get personal. If you get personal,
This isn't even personal.
Of
I'm
course
just
it
telling
is.
you it's the most common complaint.
Terrific. Thank you, Andrew. Let me continue and try to show an actual exchange of ideas with this troon-titted demon.
The fact that like she can't accept that she's not likable is problematic.
I mean, dude, she's giving Cruella de Vil vibes from 101 Dalmatians. Like, you look at her, you go, oh, that's the bad lady from any family 90s movie. That's the one you're not supposed to like. The one in red, acting erratic and heartless.
It's fucking with all of us. I agree with the problems you outline. It's not good. It is a problem, but
Yeah, I
it's
can't
not.
deal with this bitch. So we got this bitch, who now has partnered with the Candy Tribe. The Candy Tribe are now embracing this, apparently.
10 days ago, my small team decided to take on one of, if not the biggest
Fucking, what is going on with this fucking dome, dude?
Republican political operative in this space, Charlie Kirk. We cannot argue the fact that we saw a massive shift in the youth vote, specifically amongst young men, which had definitely had a direct correlation to the fact that Charlie Kirk visited over 300 college campuses.
Yeah, he was exponentially popular. And now the candy cultists, like Randy here, have partnered with Unfuck America, essentially, per Unfuck America. So you have the degenerate right who pretend to be Christian, literally partnering with the degenerate left.
Campuses in the year 2024. So the question that we had is, where are the Democrats and where is our college tour? And unfortunately, the answer for that
You made safe spaces for everyone, so they're in hiding, you dumb fuck.
couldn't be found. That was until we launched the Unfuck America tour, which we launched just last month, and our first stop at Texas A&M University was hugely successful. And even though we are not
I highly doubt that. I've been to College Station. I've been to a lot of cities in Texas. I have a home there. I highly doubt College Station was clapping for this person here or anyone that you brought out.
DNC backed, we're just political operatives
Or Destiny.
on the Democratic side that want to see a difference. We were able to raise enough money to make this tour
Basically, you got funded by the DNC.
successful, continue the tour, and make sure that we have
Kind of like Candace Owens did with Degree 180 and social autopsy. Sorry, I had to rethink everything for a moment because I'm just horrified with what I'm looking at right now.
the money that we need for a voter registration program that's going to be starting at the end of this year. Our next tour stop is scheduled for July 12th, which is really exciting, in Tampa, Florida, and it's going to be
Oh,
featuring
wow.
one of the best debaters on the left, Destiny. This is
I remember that debate, and you guys got booed the fuck out of my city. No one in Tampa fucking liked you guys. In fact, you guys couldn't even do like an after party from what I remember.
going to be in response to Charlie Kirk's event, the Student Action Summit, which he puts on every year, and this is an absolutely massive organizing event that has
Yeah, you spent money to go after Charlie Kirk, and then he died a year later. Very weird coincidence there. Hope the Candy Crew understand who they're aligning with. This is the person that literally devoted her life to attacking Charlie Kirk.
thousands and thousands of people. So we're hopeful that this event can draw in the Democratic crowd that we need to get these voters back.
So when you attack Andrew Wilson for not opening a fucking jar when he's trying to defend Charlie's legacy, it's kind of funny to me in my mind, as a man, conservative man, uh, why would we partner with you ever? Why would we ever take sides with you ever fucking again? Ever fucking again.
And help us raise money for our voter registration program that will be launching in the swing states in the fall. We have a brand new website that you can check out right here, unfuckamericatour.com.
Oh, wow. It looks like it was made by Act Blue, pretty much. What a fucking coincidence. So, anyways.
Let's jump to September 10th. Did he spend the night in the apartment the night of September?
This is Lance Twigs here. This is Lance Twigs here. The lover of Tyler Robinson, otherwise known as Luna. And we'll just let it run.
9th into September 10th.
Into September 10th. Yeah, he did.
By the way, he's in protective custody because of deranged leftists that want to kill him openly.
Yes.
Do you know when he left the apartment on September 10th?
I don't know an exact time. I just know he left early. I heard him leaving, and he just said he had a long drive to work that day, so he was leaving early.
Okay, so early. Any guess as to what when that was?
I don't know. I would have thought it was 5 a.m. because that's when like an early work day was for him, but it was probably more like 4.
Okay.
I'm gonna have him spit out his gum just to make sure that
I can do that.
You mind? Take it right in front of your laptop.
Oh, here you go.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, so what time did you get up on September 10th?
Probably like 12 to 1 p.m.
You didn't have to work that day?
No.
And did you hear from Tyler? Did he call or text you before then?
No, he sent that message in the group chat I mentioned, but he didn't message me directly at all that day.
Okay. When did you first hear from him on September 10th?
It was at 11 o'clock with that, like, automated message.
Okay, 11 p.m.?
Yeah.
Sorry. To check on everybody. You know, since I'm a bad father, apparently.
What about... He asks you here, remember how I was engraving bullets? Was he engraving bullets before this?
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when, but he had said he was playing.
So far, he's admitted that he sent him a confession. He engraved the bullets, which is why their DNA's on it, both of them, because they would show each other. So DNA, when you touch something, it sticks automatically. It doesn't degrade like what Candace is saying. It just, your DNA's on that. Unless you soak it in fucking alcohol, your DNA's on it for however long. I would say probably about a week.
Planning to go hunting with his family, and he asked me for if he had a Dremel because he said he wanted to engrave messages on bullets.
So he went out of his way and asked his lover, who they shared an apartment with, if he had a Dremel.
And I just told him where our Dremel was, and I told him to make sure he doesn't set off a bullet on accident in the house. But I didn't really think about it until then.
How long before September 10th was this that he asked about the Dremel?
I don't remember, because he'd been talking about the hunting/camping trip for a couple months, but
So it was pre-planned.
I don't remember when he was specifically asking to engrave the bullets. So
are we talking like a year before?
Oh no, not that long. It
was
would have been,
pre-planned.
I'd say at most a month before this was when.
Because guess what? A month before September 10th, That's when Charlie announced that he was doing the Reclaim tour, or whatever the fuck it was called. I can't remember exactly, but that's exactly when he announced it.
I was asking.
Okay.
About a month before.
Right.
I met
He
Charlie
talked
Kirk in
about the
Tampa once.
note that he left.
That's my
I want
relationship
to
with
bring
him.
this up, and I should say
I met him at not a it was a TP USA event, but I was also going for the Graper thing as well. I wanted to see what all the action and hype was about because it was in Tampa. You know, like I'm a Florida native, and it was like we had Nick Fuentes on one side, fucking TP USA on one side, and then we also had Con Inc. on the other end of the street. Uh, I think that was like 2016 or 2017. I went to all of them. I went to people probably recognize me from that. Like honestly, like if you were around those movements at the time, you probably recognize me a bit. But I didn't make a big stink. I didn't IRL. I just wanted to get to know people and talk with people. And yeah,
that these text messages that we've been looking at here
because I am a conservative and I'm a Christian, so
are
important.
Bates number 54. Okay, the
Important to see
notes
other people's ideas and see where they're
have been
coming from.
titled 16.3 with a note, and this is Bates number 58. Do you recognize that on the screen there?
Yeah.
Sucks he's dead.
What do you recognize it as?
That was the note under his keyboard.
Especially
that
in
he
this
was
fucking
referring
manner.
to in the first text of that chain.
Okay, so where did you find this?
On his desk underneath his computer keyboard.
So he found a note under his computer keyboard after Tyler Robinson texted him to look under his keyboard.
And what?
I don't think anybody
I
in the
assume you
Candy
read
Crew
it.
watched the
And
fucking
then
preliminary at
what did you do
all.
after you read it?
I believe I just put it back down on the desk after I took a picture of it.
Okay. And again, the time you read it was probably around 11 o'clock or so on the 10th.
Yes.
The night of September 10th.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And did you ever see that again after you placed it back on his desk?
No, I don't think I did.
And that was a desk in his bedroom?
Yes.
And that's a separate bedroom than your bedroom?
Yeah.
And now I want to go to what's been titled 16.2. And do you recognize this series of messages here?
Yeah, that was the server of like his friend that I was mentioning.
Okay, and this is your phone again?
Yeah.
And I'm assuming you recognize it because the big crack up at the top.
Mm-hmm.
And so this is a server. Is this Discord?
Yeah, this is Discord.
And
Popular thing.
Who are
not just in
members of the
gaming,
server?
apparently,
I
to
don't
those
want names,
swine
just
mom.
generally, who are these people?
This is his friend group. They played D&D together every week.
Okay. And I just want to scroll through this to make sure that you get a chance to take a look at it. Or go to the next page.
Mm-hmm. Or yes.
Let's check in. Oh,
So,
nothing.
Tyler Icom, who's
She
that?
might have gotten a drink.
That's Tyler Robinson.
And these other people are just others that are members of the server.
Yes.
Jug, Barnaby, Marina, DM.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Yeah, DM means Dungeon Master. So this is these are like most of them are names they're using in the game they're playing currently.
Got it.
Nothing. She's got nothing. Wait till I show you
Looks
who
like
Candace
the
Owens
last text
is.
from Tyler looks like it's 8 p.m. And do you know what day this would have been? 8 p.m. on the 10th or the 11th?
I would think that would be the 11th. Because at least I think so, because I don't think on the 10th that he messaged anyone before me at like 11. So.
And he turned himself in on the 11th, right?
I thought so, yeah.
So again, we're just going to go through this so that we have a record of the messages. Is that an accurate recording of that thread?
To my knowledge, yes.
And that was sent, looks like between September 10th and September 12th. Looks like the last day on this is September 12th. Screen?
Yes.
Evening of September 11th. Now, September 11th, what time did you see Tyler on September 11th?
Yes.
When did you first see him on September 11th? So this is the day after the shooting?
Yeah, I saw him when I woke up. Like I said, he was up and around doing a lot of stuff around the house. And then I think I saw him after that message where I said I'll come home and say I'm doing laundry, because I didn't want him going to my parents' house right then when he said there was probably cops outside. So I went back home, and it was just him there, and I said bye to him, and then he drove off. So I just went back to my parents' house.
Sitting down, relaxing?
This courtroom is buggy as hell, dude.
And that's within the home?
Mm-hmm.
And did he talk about what he had done?
Didn't go into detail. I just asked him in person if what he said was true the night before, and he said it was. I started crying a little bit and said he wishes he hadn't done it, and then kept going around
And this is what happens when you get hyped up by communists online and you do an irrational thing. You're seeing this with a lot of people in the Texas shooting of an ICE agent, where it actually killed an immigrant. They have come to regret their decisions on doing what they did, and it's very interesting because you should have thought about this sooner. Should have had a little bit of decency and thought about this sooner. And now a man is dead. So. At any rate, so Tyler Robinson confessed to his fucking lover, troon lover. Anyways, so this is let's actually do this one first. This one right here, Degree 180.
Is Candace Owens. I'm the CEO of Degree180.com, here answering your questions. Sleeping Beauty. I really like sleeping. I think that I'm Sleeping Beauty because I'm pretty. I like to sleep. So I know some of them have done more courageous things, but I like to sleep. So I'm gonna stick with
Disney princess have done courageous things. Now tell me that's not a feminist talking. So let's go over her timeline here. Candace Owens was born, Amber Owens, born April 29th, 1989. It's unfortunate because I was born the day after, so she's a day older than me. She failed her journalism degree at University of Rhode Island. Started working for Vogue after a friend got her hired there as a admin assistant. Got a job later on with Colbeck Capital Management, who's run by a Jewish leftist, pretty much banker class, if you can believe that or not. Being it's a private equity firm, they do a lot of hedge betting on politics and stuff, and they supported Obama 1000% almost. She moved up quickly to the VP of admin there, and then 2015 area, so not too long ago. Not too long ago. So remember, I'm pretty much the same age as her. She founded and was the CEO of Degree 180. This is the company that she founded here. It was a marketing agency that got paid by the DNC to ad campaign during the initial Trump run. She'd previously campaigned politically as a door knocker for Obama in NYC. At Degree 180, she went after Christians, including TPUSA, which had just been kind of, it was a lackluster organization until Charlie Kirk came in, and then essentially popped off with him. But she was criticizing them way back then, right? So she criticized conservative Republicans and Christians alike, writing multiple articles about this and calling the Republican Tea Party movement batshit crazy antics, stating the good news is they will all eventually die off peacefully in their sleep, we hope. And then we can get it right with the obvious social change that needs to happen in this country immediately. Those are the exact words she wrote. In 2016, she wrote a hit piece attacking Donald Trump for his unit size. So she was very much adamant against the Trump and TPUSA environment and, that whole crowd of things. Also in 2016, she launched a website called So Autopsy, which we'll get into. And at this point, I'm just going to let this play.
By the way, I just want to apologize to everyone that I didn't give you guys a political answer, but I mean, that's my answer. I'm sticking to it. When I was in high school, the guy I was dating had a girl in his class, or a girl that he had gone to, I think, middle school with, that worked at my gynecology office. She was just kind of like the girl behind the desk. And I guess maybe she saw a file pass that had my name on it, and kids like drama, so when you see someone's name, you're like, oh, I know she goes to this gynecologist. So she told my boyfriend that I had herpes, and
Pause.
he believed it.
So speculation here is that she probably had herpes.
And he freaked out, and it was like the most insane thing that I've ever heard in my entire life. And that's like a terrible thing for like an 18-year-old to have to go through, like explaining to your boyfriend that you don't have herpes. But yeah, that was kind
Did you get tested? I don't see any validation there. Did we get some clarification on this? I mean, since you're so adamant on arguing what caused the death of a man getting shot in the neck, and you have such a vile stance toward anything that actually is evidentiary, did we get any evidence that you went and got tested with your boyfriend? Because, I mean, geez Louise. If I was the boyfriend, that's what I would do. I'd immediately go get tested. I'd immediately, and oh, were you having premarital sex? Because if you were, that's not very Christian-like. I mean, very weird. Very weird indeed.
of the craziest thing I've ever heard about myself.
What was your most? This is such a
For
fucking
some
leftist
reason, I
video,
don't know
dude.
what possessed me or why no one told me, but in high school, I had like
In high
these
school?
very, very, very thin
One time at band camp, we had a flute.
eyebrows. Like, I mean, so they barely had eyebrows. And because I didn't think I needed to go get them waxed, I would take like a regular like CVS razor, because I barely had any, and like just raise in between them if it got too hairy. Honestly, I need to burn those pictures. I actually should go on Facebook right now and detag myself because it is terrifying.
Oh, we have those pictures, by the way.
When I was really, really young, my dad tried to like just work 2 jobs. My mom was to stay at home. And those were definitely the best memories I have growing up. I think people that have that don't appreciate enough. For us, it had to end when I was like 8 years old, and it's really difficult, I think, growing up when you don't have 2 parents that are present, not because they don't want to be, but because you don't, have the money for them to, the luxury to just be able to.
Yep, and now your fan base is attacking me for working one job and doing man things on the weekend when I can.
Stay home. So I think I miss my early childhood the most. I'll never forget my first crush. Actually, I think me and my sister both liked him. His name was Johnny Torres, and he
An immigrant. Oh, that's wild.
it was in kindergarten, and for some reason, like from the time that I was like 5 to 7, I just really liked the Spanish little Latino boys because they're really cute.
She likes the immigrants. She likes the British immigrants too, apparently.
You know what I mean? Johnny
Get
Torres
DUIs.
had this tiny little hoop earring in his left ear, and when we would just line up to get on the bus, I'd be like, "Oh, Johnny, I love you. I love you, Johnny."
It's pretty fucking cringe. So that's degree 180. Here's social autopsy. Now, mind you, this got ridiculed both sides of the aisle because basically what it was going to do is the early stages of Gamergate. It was going to target people for bullying in gaming or on social media or anything like that at all. So you had this come out of that. And she was a big supporter of Gamergate. Huge supporter. Right? So she launched a website called socialautopsy.com and that she said would expose right-wing bullies on the internet by tracking their digital footprint. The site was criticized by doxing numerous times and harassment campaigns on numerous occasions. Both conservatives and progressives and center disowned the website. According to Daily Dot, let's see if we can pull up this article real quick. That's not what I want. But basically, Daily Dot says people from all sides of the anti-harassment debate were quick to criticize the database, calling it public shaming that would encourage doxing and retaliatory harassment. Okay. She's the one who helped start Gamergate.
It takes a nanosecond, a mere push of a button to
Recognize
share
the
our
voice.
ideas, opinions, and emotions across the world instantly. But for every cat meme your best friend tweets at you, or for every "I miss you" comment your grandma leaves on your Facebook wall, there are literally thousands of instances of
can
hate
ruin your
speech
life,
being circulated
loser.
online. Because when communication happens through a screen, and when moments are experienced through a lens, a terrifying extraction takes place. The age of technology and social media has slowly disintegrated individual accountability, the consequences of which are devastating.
Rebecca Sedgwick, the 6th grader, committed suicide last week. Authorities say she suffered nearly a year of cyberbullying.
2 girls charged with using Facebook to taunt and bully their 12-year-old schoolmate until she killed herself.
They say weeks of constant bullying cost him his life.
We are fostering a society of online bullying, social tormenting, and irresponsible sharing. With the ability to privatize social profiles and use pseudonyms in place of real names, it has been a free-for-all.
So basically get rid of anonymity and basically dox everybody.
That is, until now.
So again, this is...
Introducing Social Autopsy, the first ever search database
Here's
that
some of the
compiles and
comments.
allows the
Let's see.
public to easily access the digital footprint of individuals
Eh.
and companies. Our team has crawled through the public interfaces of Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, creating real profiles for the individuals that lob hate
I can't
speech over
scroll
the web.
over. Fuck it.
These individuals are your teachers, doctors, neighbors, and business owners, and for the first time ever, you will be given the chance to run a real background check on them to see what these people represent behind closed doors. Let me show you how it works. Plug in the name of any person, company, or organization. Our database will return any number of profile hits, which can then be narrowed down by city and state. When you've located a user, you will be
Communists couldn't fucking dream of this.
brought to their autopsy report, which will consist of real screenshots of words that they have shared across social media platforms. Want to keep up to date to see if a particular profile has been added to? You can choose to follow an individual or company autopsy report privately to receive automatic email notifications when there has been any movement to that particular profile. Have
That's
someone that you
Fucking crazy, dude.
would like to add to our morgue? Submit them. Our database is continually grown by anonymous submissions from individuals like you. Because why engage in an online back-forth argument with friends over insulting statuses and comments when you can instead screenshot their harsh words and privately submit them to our database? Our team will review each and every submission and make it live if it meets our guidelines for harmful speech. Oh, and
Harmful speech. But she's a free speech advocate, guys. Stop. Stop the presses.
don't worry, we do not allow any commenting or labeling on our website because we do not want to play home to any bullying ourselves. We exist as a clean archive of an individual's words only, from which employers, friends, and universities alike may draw their own conclusions. Simply put, social autopsy is your digital footprint, so be mindful of the words that you share.
If only her fans would be on this website. If only the fans would have to endure this as well. And this was targeting conservatives and Christians. Let's see. Let's actually see if I can find. Let's see. Bully Hunter. Bully Hunter. This was Bully Hunters. Let's see. This was Anna Kasparian's similar solution. Not Anna Kasparian. What's her name? The one chick. The chick everybody hates. Everybody hates Anna Kasparian too, but they had like a huge promo for this too. It was hilarious. Oh, it gets better. Let's skip ahead. Start of the stream. Bomb has been planted. Alright, over 63% of female gamers are harassed, threatened, and verbally accused in abused in game. It's gonna remain that way.
Shut up, I hope you get raped. I will literally beat your fucking head in, bitch. Get back, fucking euthanized.
This ends in 3, 2.
Welcome everyone, we're here at Ignite Gaming Lounge. I'm Natalie Casanova, also known as Zombie Unicorn. I'm a Twitch streamer and longtime gamer, having worked in the industry for over 6 years. I'm really excited to be here today for the first ever Bully Hunters Live. This issue is a serious one and it's really near and dear to my heart. Making gaming a more safe and special place for everyone, a more welcoming place for all.
I just love the two chicks like probably in the same lobby. They're probably like look at this. Look at this. There's no one else there. There's no one else there, right? They're probably in the same fucking game and just walking around. They're not doing shit.
So,
Why is it so empty?
if you're watching this, you're probably already
And she died. She died to a fucking bot.
know what's going on. You've probably
Did
seen
you
her
see
videos
that?
all over the internet. Or
Did you
maybe
see
you've
that?
experienced this yourself. Sexual harassment in gaming. Over 21 million female gamers have experienced harassment, sex taunts, or threats in game. Millions of
Bro.
gamers, female gamers, and gamers alike, have experienced
This was in
trying to hide their
2018. This one was in 2018. In fairness, I don't think she was associated with it at that point. I think she had moved to the conservative side. But bro,
gender online to just avoid targeted harassment.
concept.
And 36% of female gamers
She
have
laughs.
literally stopped
She
playing a game
laughs.
or stopped playing games altogether because of this. This ends now. You can find all the sources for these statistics on bullyhunters.org. Now, I'm going to explain to you what we're doing today and who's involved. Basically, we're introducing a new tool that's going to be available globally to help end in-game harassment by connecting victims of in-game harassment with skilled gamers who want to help in real time. Over here, we have our casual gamers. These gamers represent you and I. They're just doing what they love to do. They're right now playing Counter-Strike Global Offensive, otherwise known as CSGO.
You filthy fucking casual.
They're playing in various game servers all across
We
the
don't
internet.
like you.
And now, over here, we have some completely
wonder-
different gamers.
I wonder how much they got paid to be sitting there and play with each other in the same lobby. I wonder, because that happens, by the way. That happens at DreamHack. That when I remember that when they did promo for DreamHack, they would have like groups set aside, and you couldn't play on those tables for such and such reason. And essentially, what it was they were filming them so that they could do promo work. But it's very funny to me, like this whole entire idea of like bullying online. If you weren't around for fucking Halo, old school Halo, old school COD, Modern Warfare, like, bro, you didn't experience shit. You had a mute button.
Not connected into the casual gamers whatsoever in any way.
Casuals.
These
the
are the
filthy
bully
fucking
hunters.
Casuals.
They're pro elite gamers who would like to use their skills in gaming to
And
help
they're
in-game
masked.
harassment and
They're
in-game
all
harassment
masked.
and make it a more respectable, welcoming place for everyone. So, how does this all work? First, let me introduce you to my co-host, our co-host, Tien Tran. Tell us a
Another
little bit
one.
about yourself.
Hi, I'm Tien Tran. I too love
Another one. Another one.
gaming, but I am not involved in the gaming industry in any way. I represent the everyday casual gamer, and I'm going to help make some of today's show a little easier to understand for the non-gaming viewer. Here's a top-level explanation for what may happen. While our casual gamers are playing, they may experience harassment. When that happens, we'll be alerted. They'll also call on a bully hunter.
This, by the
a bully
way,
hunter will jump into their
this, by the way, never fucking happened. This, by the way, failed miserably, right? Like, it failed miserably. Because first off, when you join a game, let me tell you how gaming works. It goes to a server within a server. So there's a big server, right? Let's dumb it down for the foids out there. There's a big server somewhere, located, when you say US West, US East, US Central, Chicago, Tampa, Atlanta, those are where the main servers are located, right? So when you create a game server, this actually used to be pretty common in like for example, I'm old enough to remember Star Siege Tribes. That was a fucking I missed that game. Shazbot. If you remember that game, follow me. Because that was like peak childhood for me. It was like the first. It quite literally was the first game that you could go online, join a server, and go around way before Counter Strike even happened. Um, One day I'll actually see if I can reinstall it and play it. There was like three different. Anyways, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But pretty much you would create a server, which creates a server on that server, and a certain amount of people can join at a time. However, if you don't know the server name or password, I do bird hands for this. Um, you basically couldn't join. You basically couldn't join, and sometimes there would be passwords. Now this carried over for like Counter Strike, the original Counter Strike 1.6, and then eventually to the modern Counter Strike. You can do this on other things too. Um, like Way 4. You can set up competitions and stuff like that without having any fucking experience at all in anything. And a lot of people would do that. So this doesn't work at all. The public even games are privacy locked. So like COD, etc., they're privacy locked that you can't just join. Like it's all randomized of who joins next. Say someone on your team quits, it's all randomized. Like you can't just join. You have to time it perfectly almost. For example, I remember like a couple streams ago, we had a guy that was like trolling, and he would follow me into each game or whatever, and essentially he would be watching the stream and click join right before I click join. It's like quite literally one of the only ways to do it, um, because of like hacking and all that stuff. They've cracked down on it heavy, so this was impossible to begin with.
Game and take on harassment head on. They'll hunt down and take out the perpetrator. You heard that correctly. Bully hunters will get these harassers where it hurts them the most, by beating bullies at their own game. Will it happen tonight while you are watching? We don't know, but odds are yes, since it's already happened several times in the past 4 hours.
That's right. We've been here for the past 4 hours recording everything.
That's right. I made it up. We made it all up.
Let's show you something that happened a little bit earlier today.
Okay, control room, can you bring up that footage, please, and hit play?
Control room, can you bring up the footage that we pre-recorded? I hate so much about this.
Okay, we are looking at the play from our casual gamer, the Rose Thorn. Let's watch what happens. Take
The Rose Thorn.
You dumb whore, learn how to play the fucking game properly. All that you still suck. I guess girls just suck at video games in general. Stupid whore.
This is a type
There's so much wrong with what's going on here.
of harassment that over 21 million female gamers.
If you've ever played CS2 or CS at all, please let me know where you are sponsoring or not sponsoring, seeing what's wrong with everything going on in this picture.
Have experienced. It was at this moment when we saw that it was not just trash talking, it was straight up harassment. So that's when the Rose Thorn, our casual gamer, decided to call on one of our bully hunters. What the Rose Thorn did in this case was use our new tool on her mobile device. We'll show you later how our tool works. But let's see what happens now. So the bully hunter has now been alerted and should be joining the game soon. Okay, pause right there. Now zoom into the bottom left corner. It says our bully hunter has just entered the game. See, bully hunter 77 has joined the game. Now our victim, the Rose Thorn, and our bully hunter can communicate with one another. Let's take a look at how that plays out. Now let's zoom out and roll the footage, please.
The Negev.
And there it is. Pause right there again, please. Now, our bully hunter has asked the Rose Thorn live in...
Name the bully. Name the bully. Name the bully. Name the bully.
game who is harassing her. And our victim then immediately replied. Let's zoom in again on the bottom left-hand corner. Now, you see there, the tool connected these two, a victim with a bully hunter.
Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Okay, so now
Simp 77.
Bully Hunter 77 knows the name of the harasser, and she is ready to take action. Now we are going to switch over to Bully Hunter 77 screen to watch the hunt. Cut to that feed, please, and play it. So we are watching our Bully Hunter. She knows who the harasser is, and she is on the hunt. You can still hear the harasser.
It's a she, so she's gonna die.
In the background, it doesn't stop. So now Bully Hunter 77 is looking for the harasser. And it looks like she's going to use her knife, folks. And there it is, just pause right there. Let's back up and see that again. A brilliant knife move, very difficult. And look right there.
He was standing still at the fucking spawn. Not very difficult. I think I'm having an aneurysm to this shit, dude. Like, this is
See in
fucking
the lower left-hand
crazy.
corner, let's pause that. Out there. There is a
They had like custom shirts. They had custom everything.
solution now.
That's
Don't
fucking
stop gaming.
wild, dude.
Don't stop doing what you love. Don't stop playing.
They're taught, especially to fear losing to a
Who's this
communication
bitch?
between.
Who are these people? I forgot all about them.
Bully
Come on,
Hunter
please give
at
me their.
Northwestern University. Hunters
okay.
at the Family Institute, a professional counselor who specializes in working with gamers.
Kevin
He's a graduate
Lehman.
of Northwestern University and has
Oh, so he's instantly cucked. Instantly cucked. Northwestern? Bro. You should have went to Oregon. You should have went to the Ducks, man.
a thriving clinical practice in
Look at that face.
Chicago. And Dr. Alexandra Solomon is a professor in the Department of Psychology at Northwestern University,
Both Northwest.
a licensed clinical psychologist at the Family Institute at Northwestern University, and the
Can't speak English good.
author of Loving Bravely, 20 Lessons of Self-Discovery to Help You Get the Love You Want. Thank you both for joining us here at this live event.
This guy right here is entranced. He sees the colored hair. He sees the colored hair and he's like, ooh. Look at this poison toad.
Real quick, as they're giving us
Bro, it's actually fucking hilarious. It's actually fucking hilarious. Actually fucking hilarious. Ah, man. But Candace has always been a leftist. The fact that she got lumped in with, like, the far right somehow is absurd to me. It's absurd. At any rate, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and end stream because I do have a family to raise. Apparently, I'm very bad at it. I'm just sauced right now, too. Yeah, you know, I really hope these people get mental help or come to Christ because it seems like it's getting worse. Like, you had Perez Hilton the other day. It feels like something bad's about to happen where it's like, bro, what are you guys doing? What are you guys doing here? At any rate, guys, I think we dived into it enough. We kind of had to show evidence of their fucking claims going to shit. And, yeah, I don't think any of these people would actually want to debate me ever, but I do see comments in my Discord, like, try and get these people on my channel because we want to hear them. And it's like, dude, I'm not gonna be Bully Hunter 77 here. They're losers. These people are losers. They don't have anything going on in their life. They see Candace Owens as like their role model, and she's had, up until recently, a tumultuous career at best. She got fired. So let's finish the timeline here. Let's finish the timeline here on Candy. So, post-Trump election, she states, "I become a conservative overnight. Saved. I realized that liberals were actually the real racists. Liberals were actually the trolls. Social autopsy showed me that I was wrong, and that I needed to correct my worldview." After being called out by both sides, by the way. So, in September 2017, sorry, she launches Red Pill Black to gain specifically a conservative following after the Red Pill movement has already formed. So at that time, you're seeing like Red Pill content creators kind of emerge, and she decides, as a woman, that she needs to grift on that. It's very successful, unfortunately, to the point that Charlie Kirk announced that they were hiring Candace Owens as the Director of Urban Engagement. A new title, specifically just for the black woman. In 2018, she founds the Blexit Foundation. However, the original Blexit movement was started by May Lee Connolly. May Lee Connolly was attacked viciously by Candace Owens and basically put out to pasture, put it that way. In August area of 2018, Owens had a dispute with Sam Lucas, the victim of Molly Tibbetts, who had been murdered by Cristiano Mahana Riviera, a 24-year-old Mexican illegal immigrant who shot her in broad daylight. What was the claims for Candace Owens? That it was made up. A Mexican immigrant, you know, she loves the Latinos. She wouldn't be doing, he just wouldn't do that, right? It's not a thing that they do, right? In 2019, though, she finally joins Prager U. Prager U, by the way, is run by Prager, a Jewish guy, for her first lively weekly show called The Candace Owens Show. It goes well for a little bit, except the views weren't hitting for Dr. Prager there. The views weren't quite hitting. So he fires her. Right? In 2001, he fires her because of her content degradation, as he put it. So basically, Ben Shapiro reaches out to her. And now we all know Ben Shapiro is Jewish, right? He's like, let's give her another shot. So they create a show called Candace. However, also in 2021, she's doing this weekly now. She actually has like a job She's not some administrative assistant kind of role, like clerkish role, I guess you would put it. So she actually has a job and has to put out content. It doesn't start going very well after all. She doesn't have a great show. In fact, it's one of the most less viewed shows in the Daily Wire history of categories, and they've made some real stinkers. So, however, Trump, along with Daily Wire, decides to promote the Freedom Phone, right? You remember the guy? You guys remember that, right? She was the spokesperson for that. It was going to be a $500 phone. $500 phone. Encrypted. Nobody can bully you. See the semblance there? The semblance there? Governments can't track you, except they can because of new technology. Okay, you know. Anyways, it's better and better. The grift is real at this point, right? But she's overworked. So she starts saying certain that pisses off the Daily Wire. They fire her with cause yet again from the Daily Wire in 2004 or 24. Sorry. In 2025, here's where it gets really wacky. Here's where it starts to get really wacky for Candace Owens. She creates and produced a series that's still available on her YouTube to this day called Harvey Speaks. You know Harvey Weinstein, famous Jew guy that abused women. It was the birth of the Me Too movement, etc. And she put out content basically suggesting that he was innocent and wrongly convicted by his peers, despite witness testimony, despite all that. So we're seeing this correlation here of like, oh, well, I just don't believe it. I just don't fucking believe it. She went hard with that. It actually got her channel flagged once. It's the only time she's ever been flagged on YouTube, by the way. But she's not a mainstream operative at all or anything like that. Anyways, going forward, she was fired. And now she is an independent journalist. But not even that, because guess what? In recent time, post-Kirk assassination, she has now filed a dismissal of the lawsuit against people she's accusing, stating that she's not actually a journalist, that she's just an entertainer. It's the old school Fox approach, right? The Tucker Carlson approach there. She's just an entertainer. She's not making actual claims here. These are just entertainment. Right. So that's where we're at right now. And now Andrew Wilson has finally challenged her. And we'll see if she ducks out, because she ducked out with Crowder. She ducked out with Shapiro, all who wanted to discuss this in open conversation, debate, or whatever with her. These are former people that she worked with. But they're Crowder's a Fed. Crowder's a Fed now. And Shapiro, well, obviously he works for Israel, right? I can tend to agree with that one. But at the same time, you can't keep ducking debates like this. If you accuse something for over a year, you're going to get called out. And here it comes. Andrew Wilson, my man, guy who got me back into orthodoxy. So, it'll be fun to watch if it does happen. Chances are she backs the fuck out. And we get zilch. She content cuts yet again, as Nick Fuentes put it. At any rate, it's been fun. We'll probably have a part 2 to this. And we'll give an update when that occurs. So, no games today. Kind of got other shit going on. So, just wanted to stream for a couple hours and discuss this with her ravenous fans. They're not really well liked, let's put it that way, in IRL situations. These people are insane, and they probably need to be institutionalized. Reagan fucked up. As a conservative, Reagan fucked up. Anyway, guys, it's been fun. Grace is king on this blessed Sunday, and I hope all is well with you guys. I'll see you guys probably Tuesday this week. Maybe not. We'll see how the week turns. Probably Thursday though, for sure. A lot going on with my car. I gotta get the estimate came in, so I gotta deal with my insurance now. Yada 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 yada. Anyway, it's been fun. Hope all is good for you guys. Stay blessed. Have a good one.